Mississippi is ahead of California and New York in education, and the reasons why are going to drive you nuts. The main thing that's going on here is that Mississippi scores, which were consistently like way at the bottom of the list, went way up after they introduced a bunch of literacy reforms for kids, mostly like third graders, like little kids. When you hear it, it also sounds kind of obvious, because it basically entails introducing more phonics, more reading exercises, making individualized plans for kids, and importantly, failing kids who don't do well and holding them back an extra year so they can get their reading skills where they need to be so they're not left behind in middle school and high school. Meanwhile, in California, they just undid a plan that they were going to implement after a ton of backlash, which was, like, in my opinion, completely justified, because and listen to this. Basically, San Francisco paid consultants $172,000 to tell them that kids shouldn't be graded on their homework, should be allowed to retake every test, and shouldn't be failed based on their, multiple quizzes and tests throughout the year. And they only could be failed based on their final test, and even then, you gotta see some of the scoring ratios here. When you find out that someone got a C in a class, do you think 41%? If they got a D, do you think 21%? And I cannot emphasize this enough. Any scores on homework or in-class participation can't be used to make your grade go lower. So even with all of that, a kid could get an 80 and they'd get an A. They could get a 42% in the class and get a C. Like, does that make any sense to you? Now, they got rid of this plan after parents rightfully lost their minds over it, but I think it's crazy because it's actually based on a program that was already implemented in numerous schools around California. So to me, it's not exactly surprising that you can see a lot of red states catching up on blue states. And like, those blue states should do better. They've got more resources. They tend to pay into the federal government, where places like Mississippi tend to take out because they don't really have the resources or the economy to do it. Like, I don't think there's any excuse. You can see Massachusetts is number one. That's a blue state. So like, places like New York and California clearly got to step up and stop clowning around with these experimental programs when, like, making kids fail when they don't meet the expectations, holding them back so that they can read, like doing basic things like phonics, like goes that far. Like, come on, they can do better.